Fans, we are back, but this time we're back on GT instead of F1 2022, and we are here for Rivals. It's well late starting, to be fair, but we're in, we're getting ready to go, and we're going to have something that's going to be awesome. Let's get involved. They're going to be starting to practice, starting to qualify soon. Yes, so we did do it last week, so we were with ART, but the week before we were at Deep Forest Raceway, and this is how it ended up after Deep Forest. It's 2 30-minute races, of course, which will be the same. We're at Spa today. So there we are. That's how the championship looks after Deep Forest Raceway. Kevin in the lead, 200 points already, pulling well away. And I'll tell you what, the Evos are absolutely annihilating the WRX at the minute. So WRX really need to get their finger out and crack on with this shit, because it's embarrassing. Get on with it, boys, get on with it. But here we go, that's where we are. We're at Spa today. 7 kilometres of racetrack, 4.3 miles, 20 turns. It's a real wet circuit, it's covered in tarmac, and they're going to start qualifying very, very soon at Spa. We'll go through who's in there, but it's a very, very varied lobby. But we'll have a good idea. Right, good evening, Bandit. How the hell are you, my friend? How the bloody hell? A bit of a kerfuffle getting sorted for this, because I wasn't prepared for it. Last time there was only a few signed ups, I wasn't going to stream it, but just because they weren't. There we go. There's the room. It's just when I do some of the prep in advance, isn't it? Otherwise, this would have been a pretty rough looking time. So, yeah, race starts in. Well, no, it's only 10-minute qualifying, isn't it? It's 10 minutes quali, Alex, and then 2.5-hour races. I do need to have a little fiddle with this while I'm doing this, actually, and fix something because it's broken. Right, so qualifying has begun. Who thinks anyone but Kevin's going to win this race? Hands up. Hands down, obviously. And for some reason I can't. There we go. So let me change the views now. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, we're all getting out there. We're all getting involved. So, Willa G-Star. You might make it. There's Graham. He's in the WRX, of course. Good to have you back with us. Didn't race last time at Deep Forest Raceway. Did race on the next instead of the welcome back, Graham. Kevin 77. There he is in the Evo. Currently 200 points leading the championship. We need WRX to have a good performance today because they are getting absolutely annihilated by these Evo drivers. Absolutely annihilated. It's embarrassing. You can make race 2 though, Brandy. If you don't make race 1, there is a second race. Try and get some points on the board for WRX, will be nice. There, Canados in the Evo as well. Nice phone delivery all over that. Sturpan in the WRX, really good performance from him. We know Sturpan is very, very good driver. So yeah. Now this is a team-based event as well, so we need teammates to work together. Because at the end of the day, yes, there's individual performance, but it's also about team performance. So we need teammates to get involved a little bit and help each other along. You know, a track like this, we've got a couple of really long straights. If you need to catch the car in front, but draft each other along, drag each other along, try and catch up with the cars and work together. We saw last time at Deep Forest Raceway, there were teammates holding each other up because they were so focused on individual races. And sometimes we need to kind of look at dragging it out a bit. Good evening, Slipstream. How the bloody hell are you, man? Good to see you. Right, where we at? Fubar, he's in the Evo as well. And as I said, Team Evo absolutely dominating this. He is pretty darn great. I'll tell you what, he's since he got his first podium a few weeks ago, he's been knocking on that door on a regular basis for the big points. Thanos in the Sonic Hedgehog, but he's also in the Evo. We've got a lot of Evo drivers there today. Not too many in the WRX. Another Evo driver. So Evo's absolutely dominating today. And I'm sure the result drivers are supposed to jump in the WRX when they're not so dominant. Another Lancer driver. There is Western Race. He's in the WRX. There's Stormfly in the WRX. And of course, we love G-Star in the WRX as well. So, 10 runners this evening. There's Kevin leading the way, of course. He has put in, he's still waiting for his hot laps. He's on hot lap now. And I love this shot. It's one of my favourite shots in the game. Of when you can see them all standing there. And it's just beautiful to watch. That shot there, it's just so cool, isn't it? Look at that. It's beautiful. And it really does show how big the drop is there as you go round that sort of left hander that takes you down into this this sort of tricky sector 2 of Spa. It's a beautiful racetrack. It's a beautiful racetrack. Still flying the Red Bull livery, of course, and Willie G start in the Q8 Oils livery. So Bandit, I think, I don't know if he's going to make it for race number 1. He's hot-footing at home as we speak. I'm a little bit worried that he's texting me on the YouTube while he's supposed to be driving home. So maybe drive faster and talk less, Alex, and we'll see when you get home and you can jump in for race number 2. Get in at WRX, and see if we can get WRX some points and try and close the gap on the Evos because they're already putting away and we're only on round 4. So there we go, Kevin across the line. That's a 2:15.5 in that Lancer Evo. Canados 2:16.2. Immediately though, WRX takes the front row alongside. That's a 2:15.8 from Sturpan. I hope you do, man. Because WRX really need the points. Really need the points. And I think we're a little bit Evo heavy today. But yes, Sturpan gets in the front row. We need to see WRX getting up there and mixing it up. There is Demos. Demos is, of course, another Evo driver. Yes, he is indeed. He's another Evo driver, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but there we go. But he heads up row 2. He's got Stormfly behind him, Stormfly in the WRX. They're going to be much more evenly matched here at Spa than they have been in other races, though, of course. So yeah, good solid performance from Stormfly. Really, really close. Just half a second separates the top 4. There's Canados just outside the top 4. He heads up row 3 with 2:16.2. Fubar with a 2:17.0 in the Rally Art Monster Energy livery. Thanos 2:17.0. Another one of the HKRT drivers, of course. And then Wiggy. That's the wrong place to go, mate. You can't park that there, son. You should know better than that by now. You cannot park that there. Good evening, Midas. How are you? Shame you're not joining us this evening. But good of you to join us, mate. Good of you to join us. There's Willie G, so he's going very, very slowly. Why is he in first gear? I'm hoping that his rig isn't broken. Don't know what happened there. That's the end of qualifying, that's why. So essentially we've got one lap of quality in. Right, it's a 20 be a 30-minute race. Let's pretend it's only supposed to be a 20-minute. I thought it was supposed to be a 30-minute race. I could be wrong though. I often am regularly being corrected. There's no point putting that on because it covers up the names. So, 1 minute before we start the race, Kevin will lead them out from Sturpan, Demos and Stormfly row 2, Canados and FeRR on row 3, Thanos and Wiggy row 4, and Willard, G-Star and Kev or Waster on Racer, depending on which of the thingies you got up, are bringing up the rear in on row 5. So just the 10 runners this evening for the rival series, and this is Evo versus WRX. Quick roundup of what is occurring on Black Flag Racing TV over the next few days. So tomorrow evening, 9 PM UK time, or 8:45 we start, is Eurotrix F1. It is the mystery round. Nobody knows where they're racing, what the seconds are, anything. Even the guys organising it, so we will find out tomorrow what's going on there. But the big event tomorrow is the culmination of the High Prix WTC. What am I talking about? So the High Prix GTC Porsche Cup. Division 3 starts, so that's at midnight UK time tomorrow, here live on Black Flag TV and GT Champions YouTube channel. That's live with me from midnight. And then Saturday, it's round 1 of our brand new Staying Power Endurance series. Really been looking forward to that. There was our previous endurance series was very popular, and it's good to see that this one has come off the back of that, and hopefully we will see some good performances from everybody in that Staying Power Endurance. So here we go, we're underway, everyone's safely through, no cause for red flag. There was a little, only a couple of cars involved there. Had there been 3 we might have red flagged that, but there was just the 2 cars involved. So on we go. Kevin leads them out, it's already 1.2 seconds clear. Demos just avoiding all of those shenanigans is in second. Sturpan gets away in third and loses a place already, and already under pressure from his compatriot and teammate Thanos, who's making the move up into third place. He does have a penalty to serve those Sturpan as well. Wiggy also with penalty up to 5th place in the E-roll. There is Stormfly just behind in the WRX. Would love to get that car through and make some moves. Well, I said he's going to get past Wiggy and Sturpan. There's Canados running in 7th place, 4.8 seconds. Just 3/10 behind Wiggy. Willard G-Star is 0.7 behind Canados. Kev 1.3 seconds behind Willard. He's got half-second penalty as well. And FeRR really unlucky in turn 1 and found himself facing in the wrong direction. Got a bit of work to do, but we know he's capable of a really solid lap. And so we'll see how everyone pans out. But yet again, it is HKRT Kevin 77 in the lead of this race, and this is nothing unusual. They do have to use 2 couples of tyres, the Racing Medium and Racing Soft. I can't remember the fuel and tyre depletion. I've got it down somewhere, but that would involve actually caring enough to bother to find another look, and I can't be bothered. There we go. I did actually sign into racing this because I thought it was only going to be about 6 people maybe. Went off to do my F1 stream, and then some other people got involved, and then we had a big full-on lobby. So Kevin leads away 1.4 seconds. Demos 2.6, already the front 2 started to pull away as we see Stormfly and Sturpan battling out for third. Thanos getting involved there as well. Sturpan gets a little bit squirrely, loses 2 places. Stormfly goes through into third, Thanos up into fourth, and Sturpan now under some pressure from Canados. Canados coming up the inside, can he make that move? Just backs out into turn 1, and Wiggy just behind Canados. And then we see coming through the final turn there, FeRR already ahead of Kev, and in 9th place we've got Kevin in the lead and Kev at the back. Nice and interesting. So in the room today we have got it's exactly half the lobby is our Greek contingent. Kevin, Demos, Thanos, Sturpan and Canados. We've got, they're split by Stormfly, BfeR 46. And then we've got Wiggy, Willard, Fubar and Kev from the United Kingdom. Bringing up the last 4 places. So you guys are a shame to our country and need to pull your finger out, boys, because you're getting busted up by them Greek boys there, innit? So sort it out, please. It's embarrassing. Kevin still leads away 1.2 seconds. We'll do it on board with, I think we're doing it on board with Stormfly next time we cross the line. Give him a little bit of love in that WRX. Demos running still in second place, 2.9 seconds still the gap. Now Stormfly's up into third. Can he start to close? He's 1.5 seconds ahead already of Thanos. So after just half a lap here, after making the overtake, he's managed to pull out a decent, sizable gap to bring him up to third place. Thanos 1.8 seconds back. He's still got Sturpan in that WRX just behind him. We really need Sturpan to have a performance in that WRX. He's showing a lot of promise pace-wise, but just today, not quite enough from him. And already dropping down to 5th place. Qualified in 2nd, remember. A couple of penalties already, it's just cost a bit of time. As you see, Wiggy making the move on Canados up into 6th place. This is a good track for Wiggy, and the Lance is a decent car, so I expect to see him getting his way up there. And Willard on the back of Sturpan's had a problem. Sturpan's back in 6th place as Wiggy makes a move on Sturpan as well, up into 5th. So on a bit of a charges Wiggy, Sturpan is having another go, but at the moment on the outside, we're going to have the inside line going into turn 1. Nice and tight, you want to keep this. Let's just go and do it with Wiggy, shall we? So we go, you head up the hill, up towards Eau Rouge and Radion, and you just hug that wall on your right hand side, and you're looking for that little red marker, which is kind of your cue to get turned in, and you can take this absolutely flat out, foot to the floor, through Radion, through Eau Rouge, and then into the Kemmel Straight, and you just keep your foot planted all the way up the hill. Ideally, you want a bit of slipstream. Sturpan has some of that. There he is, and he's going to make the move. Is Canados close enough to make the move too? Up into the braking zone, Sturpan on the inside. Can Wiggy hold off? Wiggy does hold off, and a beautiful move at the top of the Kemmel Straight there to stay in 5th place. But Sturpan still getting involved there, just behind. As we can see, Willard in the distance there, making a move on Fubar. And then you head round there, and this turn seems to take forever, this right hand turn, as you head down into sector 2 is a nice and twisty section, and you head down here into there's a long sweeping left hand this time, whose name escapes me at this time, but and you can pretty much keep your foot planted. You drop your speed a little bit to enter, but then you keep your foot planted down 50 metre board, get turned in. You've got this kind of S section here. You turn to the right, turn to the left, keeping your car off that gravel on the right hand side. Then you turn down, and this is your next big flat out section, and you are all the way around here flat. Who doesn't want to live in the house right there? Awesome. And you head down Blanchimont with your foot again firmly planted to the floor of the car. Nice easy turn to the left hand side here, nothing really strenuous here, and here again you can keep your foot planted all the way through, even on the medium compound tyres, and you head down towards the bus stop chicane, 100 metre board, getting changed down into 2nd gear, 1st gear for the rotation, unless you feel that you've got it in 2nd, and then back on the power again as you head down again, complete lap, that's lap 4 completed, and you head down to the source to continue your run in this race. So, what tyres are on? Kevin, 1.2 seconds clear. He's on the medium. Let's bring up the tyres and fuel shortly. I think I've fixed the problem first. I may not have done, but there we go. There we go, fixed and done, dusted. He's on the medium compound tyres. Still got to run the softs before the end of this race. Demos, same position, medium compound tyres for him. He's going within a second of Kevin, which is unusual to see. Kevin getting closed down, but it does make you wonder if, when this happens, if Kevin's just toying with you, which seems to be the case. Stormfly closing the gap by about half a second, but on the racing soft tyres, so he's really pushing in this early stint, and will need to change out to the mediums So he's going to find it a little bit harder to keep up the pace of those front two when he moves on to the soft compound tyres. 4.5 seconds back to Thanos. Another. Thanks, mate. I've been working on it. And the streams will improve quite dramatically in a week's time. So basically, all the Black Flag boys got together because my laptop is. You'll notice that sometimes I have some lagging issues and some frame drop issues with the streaming. My laptop's on its way out, and all the Black Flag boys, I've got a group of Black Flag boys got together and got me a new computer to do my streaming with, and made me cry when they told me about it, and I hate them for it. Instigated by Stormfly, but there's a number of them out there that all helped out with that. That has been posted to me and will be with me shortly, and then obviously I'll get it set up and make them all a little thank you video in the best way. That's the best way I know to say thank them, is make a little video for them to say thank you. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, thank you guys for doing it. I love you very, very much, and I will repay your faith in me by not spitting at you when we actually take my joke. Moving on, Thanos in 4th place. He is 2.4 seconds clear of Sturpan in the WRX, and he is just a second ahead of Wiggy. Sturpan running the medium tyres, Wiggy running the medium tyres. Fubar opting for the racing soft. He comes in. This is his pit stop. He's going to move on to those mediums, as does Willard, who's started on the soft tyres as well. Kev started on the mediums. He's going to run a couple more laps before he bangs on the racing soft tyres. So we're almost at the halfway point. This is when they can start thinking about changing over to the softer compound. So it'd be interesting to see where these guys that have gone for the softer compound early doors will fall in when those around them are slightly quicker and have got that extra grip. Just putting on some fuel, of course. But Kevin still leads away. The gap is still only 1 second. Bearing in mind that he started to pull away quite quickly from the pack when it first started this race, but now finds himself in the clutches of Demos. And we've seen Demos over the last few races, over the last few weeks. The two people that really seem to be putting a bit of a challenge on Kevin, Demos is one of them, and the other one's been PM10 Racing, who we see in the GR3 has been so close. PM10 Racing has just been let down a little bit by a couple of like a wheel on the grass type scenarios, as I like to call them. He had one at Monza last week, and that was a really good opportunity for him because Kevin had technical problems that week, and he should have won PM10 Racing. He does still lead the GR3 Championship, of course, but cost himself some points by just getting a little bit wobbly in Ascari and losing it and not taking that opportunity. And again, he did it yesterday in the GR3 at, where were we yesterday? I forgot already. Oh, St. Croix. It was St. Croix yesterday when he just got a little bit squirrely and went sideways for a little while. And again, cost himself a couple of points. Ended up third. He probably should have finished second, but he ended up third. But do check it out. There was actually a really, really good last 2 laps when he was chasing down second place. Was something of beauty. So Kevin into the pits. Demos has just opted to stay out, and I always get the control. This always happens if I do a F1 stream and I move back to GT7 on the same day, literally straight after as I have done today. I keep cocking up the controls. But there we go. So Demos leads the way. He's gone for an extra lap on those medium compound tyres. What sort of gap can he pull out? He will come through. He's up into the lead quite significantly. Everybody in the pits now. Stormfly did quite well on those soft tyres. Took them quite some way into the race. So Fubar still out. Willard still out. They pit already. They pit on the last lap. Bit surprised actually we don't see Avron out today in his WRX. Maybe he's busy. I suppose it's conceivable that people have other things to do other than race. But there we go. Willard G-Star is at the back of the pack. Fubar does get through on Canados, as does Willard. Willard does make it through. And I've known Willard for quite a few years now. And it's good of him to join us to start racing with us. Bearing in mind, he literally lives around the corner from me. And we haven't raced together once. Once we've raced together. And we've known each other for some time. And I do owe him a beating or two because we both used to run football teams, and he had an awesome team of absolutely whooped my lot because my lot were a bit dozy, shall we say. Anyway, moving on. Demos still leads 25 seconds. He leads this race by. Not going to be enough to stop Kevin retaking the lead of this race though. But he will be on soft compound tyres, and can he put a little challenge on Kevin? It'd be nice to see. It would be nice, nothing against Kevin, he's a great guy, but just sometimes we want to see someone beat him, which would be really nice. So that's your job, Slipstream. You should come and join us for a few races and give this guy a run for his money, bring some of your charms and your talents to us. Kev up into third. That's some run from Kev. He's still got to go in the pits, so he's currently running in third place. Stayed out. Demos jumps into the pits now. He's 4 seconds behind Kevin is Kev, or Waster on Racer, depends on which you're looking at. Yeah, I'm not changing it. But he will jump into the pits now. Surely he's not got enough fuel to go another lap, so he will jump into the pits this time out. So there's Kevin just crossing the line. Demos is in the pits, just changing over his tyres. So of course Kevin will regain the lead of this race as he goes into La Source for the 7th time. About 6 minutes left of this race, so somewhere around 3 more laps, or there, about 2 and a bit laps. Let's say 3 laps. And we should have Bandit with us by the time we get to race number 2. Race number 2 will be a reverse grid from a rolling start, I believe. Bearing in mind that I do all the scores, I should remember this kind of thing. There is Demos running in second place. Did come back out in second. Can Stormfly catch him? Stormfly with the fastest lap of the race so far. That's a 2:16.7 for Stormfly. And Aaron looking pretty racy already on the medium tyres. But he's given himself quite a lot of work to do by starting on the softs. Yes, he got through the field and he made his way up into the top 3. But the 2 cars in front of him, Kevin and Demos, are both very, very quick drivers, and he's got some work to do here. He's going to catch them on, or even them on the medium compound tyres. And Kevin is 7.6 seconds clear already. Thanos running 5.5 seconds back from Stormfly. He's got Sturpan right in behind him, and Sturpan starting to ramp up the pace in that WRX. We know he's got the pace in it because he put himself onto the front row in qualifying. Just needs to transfer that pace into a race pace. A little bit inconsistent in the first couple of laps. Only a 21.0 lap 2 to 19.3 lap 3. That 4 he did chuck in a nice 2:17.7, which is more like the kind of pace we expect to see from Sturpan. But now on the soft tyres, I think we're going to start to see it get ramped up a bit. Thanos is also on the softs, but here comes Sturpan. He's in that slipstream. He's closing on the back of Thanos. It is Greek versus Greek, mono and mono. It is Lancer versus WRX. That's what this competition is all about. It's why they call it Rivals. It's 2 iconic racing cars and battling it out for supremacy. At the moment, that supremacy is being completely dominated by that Lancer Evo. But not to say that WRX can't come back up. Loads of points to be had. And here's the move. He's up the inside, going into the source on the brakes. Can he hold it off and make that move stick? Certainly looks that way, and he's ahead of Thanos. The only problem here, though, of course, is that Thanos is going to have a nice, juicy slipstream going all the way up the Kemmel Straight. And Wiggy tapped onto the back of that as well. He's within 8/10 of Thanos. So this could be an interesting battle between Thanos and Sturpan, as Thanos is tucked in now under that rear wing of the WRX, just vying for a way through, trying to find a way to get that Lancer back ahead of him. And maybe it would have been worthwhile for Sturpan just to stay ahead of, stay behind Thanos before they went into the Kemmel Straight, although he has managed to retain 4th place, and that's got Wiggy a lot closer to the back of Thanos as well. So Wiggy will be looking to make a move. Wiggy, of course, is also on the soft compound tyres. We've got a couple of laps left, so let's have a little look at Tyres and fuel again, shall we? Yes, let's do that. So we look out in front, there's Kevin, he's running on the softs. Plenty of fuel, plenty of size, taking us to the end of this race. Just a couple of laps left here. Demos, he is in a similar position, although went a lap longer, so much more on his tyres to play with. Probably could have gone in a little bit earlier on those softs and got the most out of them. Stormfly's on the medium compound tyres, but he ran the softs for more than anybody else, to be fair. Quite some way. Can't really close on Demos at the moment, 2.5 seconds the gap stays, but that's not to say you can't close it if Demos makes a mistake. Then we're on Sturpan. Sturpan made a great move to get himself up into 4th past Thanos, held off the charge from Thanos up the Kemmel straight, and now Wiggy past Thanos is up into 5th, and now closing down on the back of Sturpan as we head into the last knockings of this race. This is the penultimate lap for these guys. There is Wiggy running in 5th place. Thanos is behind. Can Thanos get back involved? There is going to be an opportunity, possibly up the Kemmel straight, depending on how close he is, when they get out of the source, of course. I'm heading down to the start-finish line for the last time in this race number 1. Fubar in 7th place here. Got caught up in some shenanigans early doors and didn't really play too often. But he will be starting nearer the front of the grid for the reverse race, which is always a better way to go. He's on the medium compound tyres. Not going to be easy to close the tyres, 10 seconds to close. Not going to do that. He's going to have to keep the rushing Canados on those soft tyres behind him though. 8.3 seconds is that gap. And there's Willa G Star in 9th. He's 8.5 behind Canados, but a good 11.5 seconds clear of Kev, who's running in the softs, but in last place in the Rooks, the WRX. There's your race leaders on lap 9. Everyone else has made lap 9, haven't they? Pretty much, I think. Yeah, everyone's made the final lap, so we're not going to have anybody lapped, which is all obviously very good. There's Kevin, 8.3 seconds is the lead. Bandit has joined us, he'll be here for race number 2. A welcome. Please have the WRX and get in there. We need WRX to get some bloody points, man, because these Lancers are absolutely kicking out the Subaru asses. Get this updated immediately, so you don't have to worry about it too much, because we need to make sure we have a here as well. Would be quite useful. Driving requests is up front. So Kevin is leading away, 7.9 seconds clear now into the bus stop. He's going to win this race without too much difficulty. There he goes, crosses the line in 1st. Demos will bring it home in 2nd place. There he goes, across the line. Stormfly in 3rd. Sturpan will be in 4th place. Wiggy coming home in 5th. Thanos in 6th. Canados home in 7th place. Canados comes home in 7th place. Fubar in 8th. Sorry, in 9th. Willard in 8th. Fubar in 9th. Fubar ran out of fuel. Fubar did run out of fuel. That's why Willard managed to nick 8th place from him right at the death. Across the line. Fubar coming home in 10th. And Kev, Waster Racer, will come home in, when he finally gets there, in 10th place. So make sure everybody's racing is in the room, of course. That's the 10th. So update scores from race number 1. Very simple. We know who is who. We know that he is a good start down at the bottom. I'm actually going to go back because I've got somebody who's in this race that I need to race. I'll ban it with next race, but I'll have it next time around. Sturpan, of course. There we go. So there we go. Kevin wins from Demos, Stormfly, Sturpan, Wiggy, Thanos, Canados, Willard, Nix, ninth place on Fu1, Fu1 runs out of fuel, and Kev brings up the rear of the pack. Good racing from all there, really enjoyed that one. Bearing in mind that I thought I was going to be racing it to BfeR, I would have been plumb last. Can't see how I would have found anything out of that race. So reverse grid for race number 2, of course. As we would expect, it's going to be probably about a minute or so's time. Be back with you very shortly. I haven't had a wee for ages. No, you're right. Actually, the Diamonds are beating the Stars, but absolutely dominating them in the championship as well. Right, race number 2 is coming up. It will be a reverse grid from the first race, of course, with Bandit joining us from, and he's got the WRX, which is good news. Bandit joining us straight from work and getting involved. At the moment, the Lancers are just absolutely battering that WRX. And I think we need more of the WX drivers to be here on a regular basis. That's the first thing, and we need some of the when the reserves are coming in to be jumping in that WRX and giving it some. But at the moment, the Lancers are just the dominant car here, and I don't know if that is more about the car or the teams. They were completely random. They were done on a lottery roll. We had no control over who was in which team. It was done completely as a random pick. So I just wait a couple of minutes for the second race to start. Running a bit late today, obviously. They hung on for me. I was doing the F1 stream and they hung on and waited for me to come in the room and do the broadcast, which is always a good thing. Lobby getting reset, ready for the reverse grid race. I'm looking forward to this one. Now, the question is going to be, how quickly can Kevin and Demos and Sturpan and those faster guys and Stormfly, how quickly can those guys work their way through the pack? It's only a 20-minute race, remember, so it's plenty of work for them to do early on to make their way through. They're going to have their work cut out for them. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get the benefit of a bit of slipstream straight up the Camel Straight from the off. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of cars doing that, and you know, everyone's been getting slipstream off each other. It's going to be difficult early doors to make that pace. So just waiting for Sturpan and Bandit to tick in, of course. And then we can get cracking. Cracking. Just to update, so what we're talking about, what's going on at Black Flag. So we've got the mystery week for Eurotrip F1 tomorrow evening from 8:45. Then from midnight it is Division 3 of the Hybrid GTC Porsche Cup, moving into round 5, of course, at Autopolis, and it's going to be moist again like it was at the Red Bull Ring. We'll see how that one works out. I think we're going to see some people slippy sliding all over the place. Of course, now the World Cup has been announced. Everyone knows what is expected. With I think that the entrance, I think pretty much all the spaces are already filled for World Cup or GTC. But we've got a few drivers for Black Flag representing us there, and hopefully we'll recruit a few more along the way. Then, of course, it's Porsche Cup Division 1 and Division 2 will be on Saturday evening, 24 hours later, but only after we've done round 1 of our new 2-hour endurance series, following the success of our charity event for Minds that we did before Christmas. They were 3-hour endurance races, of course. Of course, it's Division 1, Division 2, where Slipstream, who's just joined us on our Discord and is joining us on the stream this evening. We'll get to see him in action. We'll also get to see Arminist for Black Flag in action in Division 2. Jay, of course, racing in Division 3 on Friday evening. Then Sunday, we're back with the... I don't know, TJ, is the answer. I think the issue with pit lane's only on the 24-hour track, not this one, the normal one. I think it's just the 24-hour track the problem is on. We'll soon find out. Everyone just messing around there. Sunday, so we've got the Lithuanian National GR3 Championships is back for round number 3. It's on round 3 already. It's only just started already on round 3. 1/3 of the way into the championship. That'll be on Sunday evening from 7:15. What is Saturday? It's the day after Friday and the day before Sunday. It's the first day of the weekend, named after what you do because you've been standing up all week, so you sit down. Saturday is the endurance event, mate. It's an endurance event in the evening, as you well know, and then it's Division 1 and 2 of the Porsche Cup. Sunday is Lithuanians. So let's go on board with Thanos for the start of this race. See how everyone gets on. Rolling start, of course, for this reverse grid, which actually probably suits these guys at the back a little bit more with reverse grid, because they get that extra little impetus from the... of course we do. It's stupid. So into turn 1 we go. Kev leads them out and off he goes. Fubar second. Willards is third. 4th place, that is Canados. Let's get the information. There we go. Canados running in 4th place. How quickly are these quick guys making their way through? Wiggy in a good position here, actually, in 6th place. If he can get that Evo up a bit closer to Thanos, Canados, Fubar, early doors, he could build a little bit of a gap. Stormfly in 8th place, already closing up on the back of Sturpan. Demos is 1.8 seconds back from Stormfly. No slipstream for him up the Camel Straight. Bandit is ahead of Kevin, holding on at the moment. Where is Kevin? Looks like Kevin had a bit of a problem because he is 5 seconds back So did he have an issue into turn 1? That's the big question. Certainly looks that way, because he is way back in 11th place. Of course, he started there, but to find him 3.4 seconds back at this stage is a bit of an anomaly. You know, we weren't expecting guys at the back to be piling into each other, so we didn't look. So Kev leads them out. He is 8 tenths clear of BfeR Philantis, and a good opportunity for the two big opportunities here are for Wiggy and for BfeR. BfeR up in second. Now BfeR's got some pace. He got punted in race number 1, cost him a bit of time to get to the back of the pack, but showed good pace throughout. And if he can continue that pace here, you know, it's only a 20-minute race. It's not difficult to kind of edge his way forward. Now Kev started on the soft compound tyres, as did BfeR. So they're going to, their aim is going to be to try and pull away from Canados, who's on the medium compound tyres, and just build a little bit of a gap, something to give them just a little cushion over everybody else. 6 tenths they currently lead to half a second from BfeR, but this is where we'll really see. That had a bit of a wobble. That was didn't see that was one of them. I think that was Wiggy or Sturpan had a little bit of a wobble there. As Kev into La Source, BfeR just behind Canados under significant pressure from Willard Gista trying to put the moves, and he's got some moves. He's driven MGs in the past, so he's definitely got some moves. He is 3 tenths behind Canados. And here we go. BfeR in behind Kev as they head up the Kemmel Straight. He is looking to close immediately on Kev with that slipstream, but they're really not getting close enough to make that move, though. It's not enough, not quite enough to get him through. So has to settle to stay in second. Canados a lot closer to the back of BfeR. Does he make a move up the inside? He had a look, but thought better of it. Willard making a move up the inside of Canados there. They're side by side. He makes the move. He makes it stick. Does he? Yes, he does. He makes it stick. He's up into third. Canados with the switcheroo. Back at him. There's Thanos watching it from behind. I tell you, watching it from Thanos' perspective is it's a thing of beauty. It's Canados and Willard battling it out like a couple of gladiators as they head around lap 2 here at Spa. And it is on. It is the Greek versus the Brit, literally going at it hell for leather. Sturpan back in 6th place. He is 7 tenths of a second behind that battle going on ahead. And the thing is, it actually plays into Thanos' hand while Willard and Canados go at it, because Thanos can just close in on there, and on a little bump there from Willard just unsettles his car a little bit. Not enough to put it out of control, but certainly enough to just scrub off a little bit of that momentum. As Sturpan closing on the back of Thanos with this very Greek heavy lobby. So it's a lot of Greeks and Brits today. Just the 2 Dutchmen, Stormfly and what's his name? Bandit. I can forget his name. Stormfly and Bandit joining us. Bandit joining us just for the second race, of course. So there is Sturpan closing down. Can he get involved in that battle? Willard with a half-second penalty. That's going to give Thanos and Sturpan a little bit of impetus. Now, can a move be made this time? BfeR with the fastest lap. How close is he to Kev? He doesn't want to make the move here. He wants to make the move up the Kemmel Straight, really. He doesn't want Kev coming at him. And actually, he's made that. He's done exactly the right thing there. He's tucked in behind Kev. And he's going to sit there and just stay tucked in and make the move exactly the right thing. He is just not quite banging it. This is where we'll see him make the move. This is smart. Very clever driving here from BfeR, because this is where he can make the move now. He's got that slipstream. He's got that impetus. He's got that kind of drive. He really wanted to make this move on the inside, though, to be fair, as they head up the road. Can he make the move stick? Because it doesn't look like it's happening. Does Kev stay ahead for yet another lap? And it looks like he does. So maybe the slipstream's not quite as strong here as we thought. And maybe, just maybe, it might have been worth just making the move anyway into La Source. Canados right on the back of that battle now in 3rd place, just 3 tenths of a second back. It's a proper 3-way battle for the lead. And I tell you what, Kev is doing an awesome job holding these guys off. But how long can he do it for? It's BfeR going down the inside. It is Canados down the outside. And Kev loses 2 places in one corner. And what a move from the pair of them. They literally sandwiched Kev and just sent him backwards towards Willard, who's going to serve that penalty very soon. So Kev will not lose another place on this lap just yet. Sturpan 1.3 seconds behind. So all of these guys, apart from actually Canados is on the medium tyres, he's in a really, really good position right now, racing up there with the big boys on the medium compound tyre. BfeR leads the way from Canados. Half a second is the lead he has now. They went side by side round Kev. Great overtaking move that was. I'm glad I got that on camera. With a 7/10 gap back to Willard. Then we're half second back to Sturpan, who's closing on Willard, trying to find a way through. But he's got Stormfly side by side with him. Stormfly makes the move up to 5th. Sturpan can't make the move in, but he will have the inside line. Under braking. Oh, he overshoots it, just trying to outbrake Stormfly. And he ends up losing out to Thanos and Wiggy, and unsafely back onto the track. He's going to lose another place to Demos. Finally gets back on the track in 9th place, compromising actually his countryman and teammate Demos getting back onto the track. Kevin 7/10 behind. He's got his way around Bandit. Bandit 1.9 seconds back, and Sturpan not going well for him at all. Just loses the front end and rage quits. Well, we know what happens when people rage quit, and there is no question in my mind that was a rage quit. You can call it what you like. That's exactly what happened, because he spun and then he disappeared. Until I have it confirmed otherwise, I'm putting that down as a rage quit because it didn't go too well for him. BfeR is half a second clear of Canados, who's still putting the moves. I'll tell you what, Canados looking up the inside here, and on those medium tyres, he's in a really, really unique position. Because everyone around him is running on the soft compounds. Willard makes the move around Kev. He's up into the top 3. How long can he hold on? Can he now close up on those top 2? Ideally, he wants to be making a bit of a gap, because when he goes in and comes back out, he'll be on the medium compound tyres. So you really want to capitalise as much as possible on these hard tyres while you have them. And it looks like Canados made a mistake, because the gap is now 1.8 seconds. So he's dropping into the evil clutches of Willard. Well, not evil clutches, but I'm sure if you're given the opportunity, he could be. Kev is 1.3 seconds back. Wiggy now is the next target behind him, trying to make that move. But Thanos also involved there. It's a 3-way battle for 4th place. 4-way battle if you include Stormfly, who's involved there. Kevin now up to 8th place. He's showing a bit of pace now on those medium tyres. Stormfly this time opting for the medium, which I think was a better option for the starting tyre. And if you can keep Kevin behind him, you can get some good, solid points for him in the WRX. And my God, does WRX need some good points here. Under braking, makes the move on Thanos into the bus stop. Does he make the move stick? Is Wiggy in? Kevin, Stormfly also goes in. So loads of them in the pit. So Willard stays out. Canados stays out. BfeR also stays out on those soft compound tyres. And that's your top 3. Thanos, he's on the mediums, but he also stays out. So 2 on the softs, 2 on the mediums, staying out here. And BfeR just opening up that lead to 3.1 seconds, 3.2 seconds, which is absolutely ideal. I think that might be verging on a half-second penalty there. Or did he get away? I think he just got away with that. Canados running in 2nd place. Willard 1.1 seconds back in 3rd position. 3 seconds back from Thanos. Sorry, ahead of Thanos. Bandit with a half-second penalty. He stayed out on the medium tyres. He is 5 seconds behind Thanos. 21 seconds. Clear Wiggy, who's been in the pits and is now on those racing soft tyres. Kevin has leapfrogged Demos, leapfrogged Kev and Stormfly, and got himself up into 7th place, just 1.6 behind Wiggy. Was that an under-fueling situation? I think it was. I think he's got a bit light on the fuel. Are we going to see another Road Atlanta? Well, we'll certainly have a look. So let's have a look at what he has done for the tyres. But let's go to BfeR. There is BfeR running in the lead of this race. He can do another couple of laps for those soft tyres quite easily, take himself to lap 6, maybe lap 7 if he's brave. Canados, he's on the medium tyres. He will stay. Well, in fact, he can go on the soft tyres now. It would be nice if we can see the WRX nick something, because at the moment, so far this season, we're on race 4 now, Slipstream, is we've seen the Lancers just dominating. It doesn't help. There's a couple of the team WRX are not here today, which doesn't help at all. BfeR in, Canados in, Willard in, from the leaders race, Thanos in, Bandit, what does he do? He's coming in as well. So that will put Wiggy out in the lead of this race. But the current championship leader on 200 points already after just 4 races, is Kevin 77, who is now 7/10 behind Wiggy. It is a straight shootout. We've got 2 Lancers now in the lead of this race, and this is not what Team WRX want to see, is that many Lancers dominating yet again here. We saw them, I think at Interlagos, and that's BfeR coming out in 3rd. That's not a bad place to come out, but it is 3 Lancers in the top 3. A Lancer in 4th. The top rated WRX is in 5th place at the moment. And I think we saw a similar thing at Interlagos, in that the Lancers just dominate the first 4 or 5 positions. What is it that the WRX drivers have to do? I mean, turn up would be a good thing. I mean, that's always a good start. If they would turn up, they might do it. But let's face it, this is race number 5 of the season. It's the midway point, essentially. So it still can be done. If WRX get involved, rock up, and start chucking in some points, we can see them usurp the Lancer. But we'll see what happens. Coming up for Thursdays, I haven't said there's a couple of other things in the wings. A couple of suggestions will go up on SLP. But at the moment, so what we've got running at the moment, Mondays, of course, is the GR4 Lottery. That is race number 10. The final race of that series will be this coming Monday. Haven't yet updated the results from Special Stage X, which we did in the middle. And there's a very good reason for that. It's because I have a feeling that the double bubble points involved there will have a very real impact on the final scores. And we see the Stormfly just put in the fastest lap of the race there. Then Tuesday's nothing at the moment, but we've got something potentially planned for that. Wednesdays is the Open GR3. We move into race number 5, race number 6. Thursday, of course, we've got Rival. We've got something new coming up in a couple of weeks' time, all to be announced very soon. Saturdays is the Endurance Series, and then from the following Monday, once the GR4 is finished, we move on to something a little bit new, which is called Gauntlet. You cannot practice for Gauntlet because you don't know what car, you don't know what track, you don't know what settings. You will find out just before qualifying starts. So you will go in the room, you can drive around in whatever car you want, the draw will be done, the room settings will be changed, you will have 1 minute to pick your car and to pick your tyres, and then qualifying will begin. And that's it, simple as. And that will be a 5 or 6 race series, 5 race series, sorry, just to test it out, see how it goes. But I'm really, really looking forward to it. Quite like the fact that there's no practicing, there's no tuning, there's no tweaking your car, there's no finding your best lines. You are literally just going to race it or die, simple as. And it might be you get the best track for yourself, it might be that you don't, but at the end of the day, we'll soon find out. So Kevin leads away. He is now nearly second clear of Wiggy, showing his usual pace. Wiggy running really well, and I thought we would win this particular race because he's starting out quite well. 1.3 seconds back, he's 1.9 clear of the other flying Greek, Demos. and left through, and left through, and left through. I can't do it. He's Demos. Yeah, he's Demos. BfeR just outside the top 3, but he's got Stormfly crawling over him like a rash on a cheap hooker. Trying to find a way through, and at the minute Stormfly looking pretty darn racy. Is he able to make that move in Blanchimont? He's certainly close enough, and he's certainly got some pace in that WRX, and he's on those racing soft tyres. Yeah, it's something I've been toying with for a while, because most of the stuff we've got going on, you know, you kind of know weeks in advance what the tracks are, and you can plan and you can practice and you can do that kind of thing. But this is really just about getting out there and just having, and actually I think it'll be more fun that way as well. And there's always the opportunity for someone in the midfield to mix it up, because you never know what track you're going to get. And you could end up getting, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can end up getting a track that's an absolute pig to drive. So here we are. There is Canados running in 5th place with BfeR just 7/10 behind him. Lost a couple of places, did BfeR, which surprises me, because usually he's pretty solid in the second half of races. Bandit up to 7th place, 9.8 seconds. Got himself ahead of Willard, who's got himself ahead of Kev. Thanos is only just going into the pits now. He is way back, and of course we lost Sturpan for this race, who after a couple of little bad incidences decided they didn't want any more of it and switched off their PlayStation mid-race, otherwise known as the Rage Quit, which is what babies do. 2.7 seconds is the lead now for Kevin. Not really surprised. There is Demos. He's got himself up into 2nd place ahead of Wiggy. 1.2 seconds now is the gap he's pulling out. So Kevin and Demos really dominating. Getting really dominating in the Lancers at the moment. And to be fair, I don't know how anyone's going to catch him. Demos with a 2:55. It's not often you see Kevin beaten to the fastest lap of the race, but right in there he is. There is Wiggy. He's in 3rd place. Is he now going to be under some pressure from Stormfly? Can he hold him out? We've got 2 laps remaining. Stormfly is tucked in behind the Lancer there, and this will be a WRX to the top 3 if he makes it there. Really didn't want to WRX to the top 3. It's been a while. Really has been a while, because we didn't race last week because of the racing for council event, racing against council event. Not race for council, really, that was stupid. Racing against council event with ART last week. But we are. So Stormfly does make it up into 3rd. There is Wiggy just behind. Moving down the order, there's Canados. He's running in 5th place, 3 seconds back. That's a big ask for the last lap of the race. 13 seconds to Bandit. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Willard. He's on the soft compound tyres. It's going to take a mistake for Willard to catch him at this stage. No offence, Graham. You don't know, but I don't think you're going to catch him. Although 2.2 to 2.3, you don't know. Wouldn't be a bad run if he did. BfeR is 13 seconds back in 8th place. 4.2, 5.5. What's happened there? What's happened there? Is Kevin having a problem with his car? That looks like a technical issue to me, because he stopped right. I know what he's doing. He can't be bothered to do another lap, so he's hanging on for the end of the race. And he comes home in 9th place, and Thanos still in the pits. That looks like another rage quit from him as well. So 2 rage quits. There we go. Quite a smart move from Kevin. He saw that Thanos wasn't going to catch him, so couldn't be bothered to do another lap. So he finishes in 9th place. Kevin leading the way, coming round for the last time, of course. Can't see at this stage how he's going to do anything other than win this race. Obviously, a mistake might change all of that, but at the moment it's looking pretty darn good. Kevin in 1st, Demos in 2nd, Stormfly in 3rd place. That rounds out your top 3, of course. Then we look back at Canados, 4.1 seconds back. He's in 4th place. Wiggy running in 5th place. So couldn't hold off the charge of Canados in the end, and just dropping down the order towards the tail end of this race, unfortunately. What's happened there? So Canados is in 4th, Wiggy in 5th. 6th place is Willard. He's 12 seconds back. He's got a penalty, served that penalty. Is Bandit close enough? I don't think he is. As Kevin crossed the line. Stormfly finishes in 2nd. Just nicks it off of Demos at the last there. Canados will come home in 4th. Wiggy comes home in 5th. Willard will come home in 6th place. Just, does he? Yes, he does. Ahead of Bandit. Bandit coming home in 7th place. Can't see how he's going to catch him at this stage. Fubar, he hasn't run out of petrol, but he's going to come home in 8th place. So dropped off towards the end on those medium compound tyres. Thanos stayed in the pits. That's a did not finish from him. So we've got a did not start for me because I didn't start, of course. Did not start for Avalon because I did not start, of course. Sturpan is did not finish, and Thanos also did not finish. So there we have it, and finally Fubar does come home in the Subaru WRX. So there we go, done and dusted, results updated, and I can tell you now that Kevin has extended his lead at the top of the championship. Let's have a look at the whole championship, shall we? 250 points. He is now 60 points clear of Demos in 2nd place. Where does that leave us in terms of constructor points? So, in the Constructors' Championship between Lancer and WRX, the Lancer on 918 points to 618 for the Subaru. Really starting to pull away. The individual teams, as we know, the teams are made up of... it's slightly different scoring for the teams than it is for the... what's it called thingy? For the constructors, because the constructors' points are added to by the reserves as well as the team members. But it is Team Mitsubishi's in the lead, 735 points to 541 for Subaru. 8 podiums for Mitsubishi, 5 for Subaru so far. But there we have it. That is the end of Rivals for this week. What can you say? It is what it is. Thank you very much for joining me. I've been Evan Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV. No, it's not. I'll tell you what, Slipstream, we need you to jump in here next week and get in that WRX and show these WRX guys how it should be driven, mate. Get in here and get the Scoobers and points and see if they can make a resurgence towards the end of the season and make it less embarrassing would be quite useful. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Next up on Black Flag Racing TV is Eurocheck All-in-One. That is tomorrow from 8:45. And that'll be followed at midnight by the High Prix GTC Porsche Cup. But all that's left really for me to say is thank you for joining me. Thanks to Bandit Slipstream for joining me in the chat. Catch up with you over the weekend, of course. And yeah, latest villains.